Hello friends, this is Dr. Nankishore again. Today is the turn of antioxidants. Are they really good for you? Let us find out. Pharmaceuticals are always on a lookout for some breaking news to make it big. Antioxidants came to the limelight in the 1990s when the scientists started realizing that free radical damage was involved in the early stages of atherosclerosis, a condition that causes heart attacks. And then it was also linked to cancer, vision loss, heart ailments, ALS, also called as amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and many other chronic conditions. Few studies did show that people who have low intake of antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables were at greater risk for developing cancers, heart disease, and stroke than were people who ate plenty of those foods. And voila! That was enough for the pharma companies to flood the market with antioxidants. Suddenly they were everywhere. Want to live longer? Take our antioxidants. What are basically oxidants? They are also called as oxygen radicals. Let us understand this. This element O is very interesting. It changes its characteristics as per situation demands. We roam in Rome, you see. Imagine this one person going through a forest. There is always a danger of lurking wild animals, or some robbers, or even serial killers. He will always be on a defensive because he is alone. He would carry either a gun or think of carrying a gun, a sword, or a knife to protect himself from the attacker. He is our O. And then he is joined by a friend. Now both of them are relaxed. They know they do not need to be on the defensive anymore. This is our O2, that is oxygen, without which we just cannot survive. They are joined by one more friend who looks alike. Now they are three, but their chemistry has changed. There is no more any synchronization amongst them. This is your O3, ozone. O and O3 both are dangerous for our health. This single O is called as a free radical or an oxidant. Technically, it's an unpaired electron in the outer orbit, and they are normally produced in your body because of oxidative stress on the mitochondria in cells. Oxidative stress means an imbalance between oxidant and antioxidant mechanisms. This stress can be triggered due to several environmental factors such as exposure to pollutants, alcohol, drugs, infections, poor diet, toxins, radiation, etc. Examples of free radicals. Oxygen is not the only free radical that our body makes. There are others too. OH, also called as hydroxy radical, H2O2, NO, NO2, NO3, ONOO, that is peroxynitrite anion. How do antioxidants work? Oxidants have a voracious appetite for electrons. They steal them from any nearby substance that will yield them. This electron theft can radically alter the function of the cells. Antioxidants provide this electron to unpaired electrons. Oxidation is a chemical reaction that can produce free radicals, thereby leading to a chain reaction that may damage the cells of organisms. These radicals damage the cell membrane, the nuclear membrane, and then the nucleus, thereby causing DNA damage. This results in excessive oxidative metabolism. More the oxidants in your body, faster will be the aging process, and this is widely accepted hypothesis for aging. Fortunately, we aren't defenseless against free radicals. These defenders are labeled antioxidants. They work by generously giving electrons to free radicals. So, in a way, the antioxidants are the donors of electrons. They are also involved in mechanisms that repair DNA and maintain the health of cells. Contrary to the initial claims, antioxidant supplements have not been shown to improve health in humans or to be effective at preventing diseases. Supplements of beta carotene, vitamin A, and vitamin E have no positive effect on mortality rate or cancer risk. Additionally, supplementation with selenium or vitamin E doesn't reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. One study even showed that taking beta carotene supplements actually increase the chances of developing lung cancers in smokers. These mostly disappointing results haven't stopped food companies and supplement sellers from banking on antioxidants. Antioxidants are still added to breakfast cereals, sports bars, energy drinks, and other processed foods, and they are promoted as additives that can prevent heart disease, cancer, cataracts, memory loss, and other conditions. But one study did show that beta carotene supplements was associated with most modest reduction in the rate of cognitive decline. Often the claims have stretched and distorted the data. While it is true that the package of antioxidants, minerals, fibers, and other substances found naturally in fruits and vegetables and whole grains helps prevent a variety of chronic diseases, it is unlikely that high doses of antioxidant supplements can accomplish the same fate. One possible reason why many of those studies on antioxidant supplements do not show a health benefit is because antioxidants tend to work better in combination with other nutrients, plant chemicals, and even other antioxidants. For example, a cup of fresh strawberries contains about 80 milligrams of vitamin C, but it is supplemented by nutrients like proanthocyanins plus flavonoids, which are the chemicals called as polyphenols, while as a medicinal tablet which has 500 milligrams of vitamin C lacks these naturally occurring chemicals. Types of antioxidants: it could be vitamins, it could be peroxisomal enzymes, it could be proteins or minerals. Vitamins are A, C, and E. Peroxisomal enzymes like glutathione, catalase, a deficiency of which can increase tissue hydrogen peroxide concentration, which in turn can be a risk factor for age-related diseases such as diabetes, neoplasm, and atherosclerosis, and thereby influencing the aging process. SOD, superoxide dismutase, protects brain damage from radicals. Deficiency of SOD can cause ALS, that is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Remember Stephen Hawking? Proteins are carrier proteins. For iron it is transferrin, for copper it is ceruloplasmin. And minerals, antioxidants are zinc and selenium. Let us come to the foods containing antioxidants. Beta carotene, acorn squash, papaya, sweet potato, apricot, broccoli, asparagus, peaches, spinach, mangoes, pumpkin, collard greens, watermelon, carrots, beets, grapefruits. Vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, is citrus fruits, broccoli, honeydew, cauliflower, mangoes, grapefruits, spinach, tomatoes, watermelon, leafy greens, turnip, mustard, beet, kiwi, lemon, orange, snow peas, sweet potato, strawberries. Selenium, brown rice, chicken, garlic, onion, oatmeal, salmon, tuna fish, wheat germ, whole grains, Brazil nut, beef, poultry, barley. Vitamin E foods are wheat germ, whole grain, avocado, leafy greens like beet, mustard and turnip, peanuts, red peppers, spinach and sunflower seeds, almonds. Zinc, beef, poultry, oysters, shrimp, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, fortified cereals, lentils. Catechins, that is flavonols, apples, tea, either black or green, beans, onions, broccoli, and blueberries. So the take-home message is antioxidants are good for you, but not in the medicinal form. You should take them in the natural form. So the next time you want to add antioxidants to your daily routine, add it through the naturally occurring substances and not through the pills. If you like the video, give me thumbs up and share it. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do it. Wait for my next video on some other such interesting topic in medicine. See you soon and thank you.